Weekend waffle. Hi. Been a busy week. This week we've managed to get the withy bed completely and utterly done. So there'll be photos of the withy bed here. The finished withy bed with all the membrane in, and then I individually photographed which willows I had coming up, so I knew, so I can put into my plans basically where and what and how. So if at any point somebody wants to buy any willow back off me, or buy any willow off me for anything, then I can sell it knowing what I'm selling. Likewise, if I start doing bits and pieces with the willow in my forest school groups, I can actually use its proper names, which would be nice to be able to do. So the withy bed's now complete, so that completes all my willow projects out there at the moment. So that's the fedge, the arch, the tunnel, the dome and the withy bed. That's all the 5 things. I've put a bit of poked a bit of willow in elsewhere as well, for a few other bits and pieces, and I'm thinking of poking another few bits in elsewhere around the place, just in a sort of in clumps every so often, especially the reds and the yellows, just to give it a bit of colour every so often in the winter landscape, which I think would be quite nice. Then I have persuaded James to finally start and help me with the Polytunnel pergola, so there'll be plenty of pictures of that here. Little man then also decided that it was a good idea to turn some of the pieces of wood that we were using into a seesaw. That was very sweet. And our other little man, Mikey, came down and had a little gadabout in the polytunnel, and he has dug, I started digging holes, and yeah, it's the first time I've had a digger. I haven't had a puppy that has dug. Polly, my old collie Cross, for those of you who knew Polly, she dug a couple of plant pots up to bury a bone and things, but she outside she never really dug. Suki's never really dug. She's more pulled on plants and this, that and the other. But Mikey, God, he was going for it. So yeah, he's a right little digger. So that's one to watch. I think once the polytunnel's actually planted up, he's not going to be allowed in there at all.
I think he's found a dead body.
We've spotted some of our bulbs starting to come up though, around the banks, which is nice to see. So some of the ones that I planted in a previous video, I'll try and put a link to that at the end. But in a previous video then I planted a load of bulbs with William around the banks, and James did a load more as well. He finished off the bulbs on the top with William. Not sure how many of those are going to take, because William kind of followed him along digging them up again afterwards, so that was entertaining. So yeah, Polytunnel pergola's taken up a lot of our time. And then this morning actually we went over to one of our neighbours who's a photographer. The boys had a photo shoot just to get a decent picture of the two of them together. And God, that was hard. That was so hard to get the two of them sitting next to each other, facing roughly the same direction, possibly looking in the same direction, and actually pulling a reasonable face. Good God. It was painful. It was painful at points. But I think fair dues to my neighbour. She's amazing. She's managed to get some really nice shots. So she's just going to tidy those up now, and we'll have some photos of the boys, which would be nice. Then we had a wander, and we saw her pond, which you can't see at all, because it's right through our woodland. So they're just the other side of the stream from us. And she's got a massive great pond. She says it's a pond. It's a blinking lake. There's a little tiny island in the middle of it, and they can row a boat in it. So, you know, that's the size pond that she has. But we managed to see our woodland from the other side of the stream again, which we haven't done really since we went down to the stream and just sort of nipped across. Probably the first year we got here, first summer, because we were able to walk through the stream. At the moment you wouldn't want to walk through it. It's kind of a bit of a raging torrent with all the rain that we've had this weekend. But yeah, it's really quite strange, and it's... The other side of the valley is so much more gentle. It's still quite steep in places, don't get me wrong, but it is so much more gentle than our precipitous side of the valley. And it is quite nice to see. We're going to go back at some point with proper wet weather gear, because as I said, we've gone there for a photo shoot. So William's there tromping along muddy paths, and I'm looking at his Clark's shoes that I've had a fortnight, going, please don't jump in that puddle. So we sort of called time on it, and before my sanity completely went. And yeah, we're going to go back with proper wellies and gear on, because yeah, none of us were really dressed for tromping through muddy streams and all that malarkey. So that'll be interesting. So I've got a few photos of that here. So yeah, that's really our week. The pergola, the withybed, and a bit of baking in the middle. So yeah, that's about it really. Lots going on again. I say about it. Teamed up with all the sewing and bits and pieces, then yeah, it's all fun and games. Right then, I shall see you again soon. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give us a thumbs up, and consider hitting subscribe, ringing that bell there to get notified then when I make new videos. Other than that, hope you have a wonderful evening. See you again soon.